Hey guys, welcome to RT Infrastructure Micro Lessons, where we cover short lessons about network automation, and AWS. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about creating a local user account. Now, I know this is a pretty simple one, probably something you can look up super easy, but I kind of want to talk about it just because this is kind of help us. This is going to help us with our next lesson, and then it also kind of ties in with the previous lesson that we did on VTY lines. So, as you know, very simple. We're just creating a local user account on the switch. Um, not much to say about that besides it's the local account that you can use to log in to the switch. And also that, when we get into it, I want to also show you like we can also log in via SSH or Telnet with that account. So let's get right into the command configuration part of it. So pretty simple. You can do username, make the username. So we'll just do admin privilege. We'll give it a privilege amount of 15. So remember, privilege level goes from 0 to 15. You can take a look here. 15 being the highest, 0 being the lowest. So we're going to give full permissions to this account. And then we're going to do secret, and then we're going to create our password. And for this one, we'll just do password. So one thing I will actually explain is there's actually two ways you can do that, and we'll click enter, and there you go, we have it. Now we'll do the same thing. So username, and then we'll do admin2, privilege 15, and then here there's actually two different commands you can actually use, and one being like obsolete, we don't no longer use it, which is the password. um, Instead of secret, you can put password there and then password. Now we don't particularly use this one anymore just because it's not as secure. It doesn't have, it's either sending it in clear text, you're seeing that password in clear text, or you're using encryption 7, which is really weak, not really a good one to use just because it can be break easily. So this would be clear text right here. If I put a 7 there first and then password, that would be the encryption. So, and that one's not really a strong encryption. So you're really going to use secret. Secret is a one-way hash. That one's probably going to be your best bet for security purposes. So you're probably not going to see that. Maybe you will see it on some older switches. Just so you know, there is that one too. So you can probably see that go through. So I didn't. I have to make this the encrypted version, which I'm not going to do. But yeah, you can do it that way as well. So that's pretty much it. Now, the reason why I actually wanted to go into this more because I remember we talked about in our previous video the VTY line that you could have different methods of actually getting into the switch. And let me see if I can we can do show run. We'll do include line, or let me see VTY. Actually, we'll here. This is what we'll do. We'll begin at the line. That way, it will show us the full thing here. Begin and then line. All right. So if you look at our last video, or if you have already viewed it, we created VTY line 0, and then we also have 5 and 31. Um, and as you can see, if we look at, and if I can find it here, there's a method of logging in. So login, you can see for this one, we just have login. However, we can change the login type by saying, hey, login using, TACACS, or login using Radius, or login using default, the triple A that we have configured, which we'll get into more tomorrow on our next lesson. But the one thing you can do is you can do login local, and login local will allow us to pretty much sign in with the accounts we just used. So that's going to be a very helpful thing to remember, because you don't have to use TACAX, you don't have to use Radius. You can also just use the local accounts. And as you, I went in here because I kind of wanted to just show you how it looks. So V2I04, then login local. And that's why I kind of want to bring that up, because it kind of tied in with our last video, and it's just good to know how to just create the user account, know that there's two ways of doing it, either password or secrets. And then when we get into our next lesson tomorrow, dealing with the triple A, um, it will even be used, it can even be used there. So, all right, guys, that's it for that one. And I'll see you on the next one.